Good morning. We picked up a few new items this weekend, and one of them is this air fryer oven. We've been noticing an increase on the electric bill, and we've been thinking there's really nothing different what's going on here. Maybe this old fridge. Yeah, we're trying to replace it. We went to try to look at a free one this weekend, and we decided it's not any better than this one. So we're still in the look for a different fridge. This one's very inefficient. All it does is run basically. There's a gap right here where the freezer constantly leaks, and the top of the fridge is hot. Yes, there's my gnat trap up there. Um, it's not hot, but it's still fairly warm. Even if I take some of that stuff off the top, it's still warm. Anyway, back to this air fryer oven. This is the Gourmia. And right now it is on sale at Meijer, and the price tag lied to us. It said it was originally 150 and it was on sale for 120. We go up to the cash register, end up walking out of there paying $92 for this. So we got a really good steal on it. I was looking at different ones on Amazon that were bigger, but $160. But I think for $92, this is definitely a steal. We cooked in it yesterday. Ryan ended up cooking up like all of the meat we have. Spare ribs, they turned out, their spare ribs are not as good as baby back, but they were still edible and good. I can't wait to try baby back ribs in here. What else did we cook? I made pork steaks and I seasoned them Southwest style with my homemade chili powder. And I can't think of what else he made in here last night. But it did smell it. It did have a smell at first when we turned it on, so we just let that smell burn out. Um, it's not the easiest to clean. This tray is anyway, and this tray was relatively easy. Now we put foil at the bottom of the catch pan to help with cleanup. So that's just going to be a little tip that we share there. There's also like a net basket, but that's in the dish pan in the sink and it's dirty. And I just don't feel like that's probably, let's see if I can show it better where it's not showing you my dirty dishes, my whole sink anyway. There's a fork stuck to it. Okay, this is the net screen, that tray that goes with it. It's a little bit harder to clean too. We've used brush and copper scouring pad on it. All right, let's move into the living room. So in here, and I'm folding laundry this morning, and so excuse that too. We got a Majesty palm plant here, and it was in a smaller pot, and I up-potted it, ran out of potting soil, but I got some composted cow manure mushroom compost out back that I can finish this off with. But for now, this is okay. We just figured it's a palm tree. What's it doing in a small container? You could see the size of the container around where it was. Yeah, it's a tree. It needs something bigger, we thought. And then, excuse the folded clothes. Like I said, picked up this stand here, and I don't even know what kind of houseplant this is, but I love the variegated leaves, and I just think that these plants are a nice addition to the living room, even if it is a little messy. I really like that palm tree right there. It just really, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Not enough coffee today. Um, highlights make the living room, makes the living room look better. Yes, I think that's good enough of a description of what I'm looking for. Oh, so still going on with some house changes. Outside I cut down the sunflowers and started taking out. I harvested all of my peppers, dehydrating some. Oh, and about this air fryer oven too. It's also got the dehydrate setting, but obviously it doesn't have as much racks as the dehydrator. Yes, I was only down to one rack for now. I got to start more tonight after work or before work if I can find my peppers. Anyway, it does have a lot of settings on it like toast, bagel, bake, roast, broil, pizza, convection bake, seafood, vegetable snacks, bacon, wings, fries, and just air fry. Dehydrate, reheat, and keep warm. So when we turn this on and hit air fry, it's going to automatically preset the temperature to 325 and 20 minutes. But obviously you can change all that, which I like versus some other air fryers that, you know, it just has one setting and that's it. You can't really customize it. Excuse me. There's this one gentleman on YouTube, and I can't remember his YouTube name, but if you look up Gourmia air fryer oven, he's got a ton of videos on it where he cooks a lot of things, and it gives his honest opinion, like he's not going to cook X in there anymore, but these other things turned out great. He also, it seems like he likes to buy air fryers and test out product and make things with them. I think basically that's the goal of his YouTube channel, and he's pretty successful at it. So I was interested watching his videos yesterday. He's even got this air fryer that costs like $600 with a camera on top of it. It's got an app, and you could program your food settings to it, check the food through the camera up top while it's cooking, and put save preset on there, like your toast or whatever. It'll tell you how many pieces of toast are in there. It's incredible. That's $600 though. That's quite the investment for an air fryer. But hey, for some people, that option is out there, and I'm not saying I hate it. It's just quite pricey for what we need. So we're pretty tickled with this so far, and I'm hoping this winter that I could put out more recipe videos on this. I've had one of those classic air fryers with the baskets before. I don't even remember what brand. It was when the air fryers first started to come out. It was probably just like a Black & Decker or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with Black & Decker. Heck, my food processor's Black & Decker. But yeah, it was still early generation, and it didn't have all the settings and whatever, and I just didn't really care for it. But this one I do care for. I like it, and when we were looking into the air fryer thing, I knew I did not want another basket style, simply because I know I could fit more in here, and if I'm going to be cooking for a family, or if we have guests over or something like that, I'm going to want more space. And if I'm getting the dehydrate setting on there, since technically I still don't have a dehydrator, this one is my parents' that I'm still borrowing, and it is deer season, and I know my dad's going to want to make deer jerky, so I'm going to have to give that back here real soon. But now I have a dehydrator. Whoops. And I touch that button. But when I do touch the button, it goes automatically for the temperature setting and the time for dehydrating vegetables, which is quite funny since that's what I'm currently using the other dehydrator for. But yeah, I have way too many. I want to get my hot peppers dehydrated and turned into chili powder like as quickly as possible. So I'm going to just utilize that while I have it. But I do want to try like maybe onions or lemons or something in here. Maybe some herbs. I should pick some of my herbs and dehydrate them before winter really sets in. That way, you know, I have some dried herbs on hand, I guess, even though the plants are still growing outside. So I'm just rambling on and on and on and on. Oh, I brought my strawberries in. They don't look so hot, but there's still some life on there. So at some point I got to get them pruned up this winter. I'm not in a rush to do that. I'm just trying to save my $10 strawberry plants that I bought in the spring and try to grow them into next year. That's a little side experiment. I still have butternut squash hanging out in that I just finished picking, because like I cleaned out the garden somewhat this weekend, right? Sitting in the greenhouse, and the lettuce and kale out in the garden, I didn't check on that really, but the radishes look good, the daikons. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try to find more potting soil and go ahead and try to grow kale and lettuce in my greenhouse, simply because it gets warmer in there during the day still, and I'm pretty positive I could be growing something out there all winter long, even though it gets really cold at night. Those are great options, I think, that'll do good as lettuce and kale. I don't want to have to go buy lettuce and kale every time I want lettuce and kale. I found air fryer recipes for kale chips that I'd like to try. I've heard kale chips are really good. I have yet to try them, and now I have this here device that I'd like to try them in, and I'm still rambling. So I'll get back to my coffee. And I know I haven't put up a video for a few weeks. Been distracted, just enjoying living in the present, family, and taking care of the yard and all the leaves. And working outside, cleaning up the garden and all that. It's been beautiful. And cutting down trees over at Ryan's mom's and getting the fireplace started up for the first time this year. And so, yeah, I'll be putting out more content, hopefully. I'm coming up with ideas for over the winter, like I said, for recipes and other doodads, because I don't want to just like sit on the sidelines all winter long. I'm still rambling. I'm sorry, guys. You know what? I'm going to let you go. And with that being said, I'm still around, guys. I'm still around, and I love you, and so does Jesus. God bless.